Now, why a full court?
उससे पहले फुल कोर्ट पे, अब बात यहाँ पे सारी हो रही फुल कोर्ट की. फुल कोर्ट मीन ऑल द जजेस ऑफ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट.
नहीं,
नाउ एवरीवन इज जज ऑफ द सुप्रीम
पहले मैं आ रहा हूँ why a full court, फिर आ रहा हूँ why only those members who were
How can we exclude our learned brother or sister from the definition of judge of the Supreme Court?
Let me make a submission.
There is no other system.
Let me make a submission.
हमें और कुछ पता नहीं.
Old sisters. Lord, the fundamental principle is
सिस्टर्स को न बिठाने की वो कोई
fundamental principle of jurisprudence is that no one should be a judge in his own cause. Number two,
एक मिनट के लिए यहाँ रुक जाए.
justice must not only be done,
यहाँ
it
पे
must seem to have been done.
यहाँ पे रुक जाए. अब आपको बताना होगा what is our personal cause in this case.
इसका मतलब तो ये हो गया कि ये 8 भी ना बैठे और जो बाद वाले भी ना बैठे, सिर्फ 8 को बिठा देते हैं आपके केस में, पूरा वो सुन लेंगे.
नहीं, वो फिर मलिक साहब 8 भी नहीं बैठ सकेंगे. वो
उनका भी
चीफ
cause
जस्टिस
है.
को भी फिर एक्सक्लूड.
नहीं, आपने कहा कि जो
ये बात
26th अमेंडमेंट के बाद आए हैं,
नहीं,
इसलिए कह रहा हूँ.
ये बात
देखिए, खत्म तो करने दें. मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूँ,
जरा 1 मिनट सुन लीजिए.
आपको किसी एग्जीक्यूटिव डोमिनेटेड जुडिशियल कमीशन ने नहीं अपॉइंट किया था.
सुनिए
बात
ना,
नहीं कर रहा, फुल कोर्ट की बात कर रहे हैं.
सुनिए मलिक साहब सुनिए.
उसके बाद 26th अमेंडमेंट के बाद जो है, जो अपॉइंटमेंट्स हुई हैं 2000
मलिक साहब सुनिए, उन अपॉइंटमेंट्स में क्या उन जजेस का कोई भी किरदार है? और दूसरी बात यह कि इफ दे रिफ्यूज तो वो तो फिर उसके बाद उन्हें रिटायरमेंट लेनी पड़ेगी. दे वर द चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ देयर रिस्पेक्टिव हाई कोर्ट्स. और जुडिशियल कमीशन ने कहा अंडर द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन दे वर बाउंड टू ओबे दी.
नहीं, लेकिन ये तो केस डिसाइड होने के बाद होगा कि दे शैल रिमेन हियर और गो बैक.
अच्छा 1 मिनट.
इतना अच्छा होता, सच फाइन पीपल, कि अगर वो उस प्रोसेस से आए होते हैं.
देखिए वो उनका चॉइस नहीं है.
जो
मलिक साहब वो उनकी चॉइस नहीं है सर. अगर उनकी चॉइस होती, कहीं कंसेंट की बात हो, फिर
आप देखें, उनके मोटिव्स और उनकी चॉइस का इस वक्त इशू नहीं है. इस वक्त इशू ये है कि जो वो ये केस सुन रहे होंगे उसका इफेक्ट क्या है.
वो बात
Supposing the petitioners prevail and the judicial commission is struck down,
फिर जो आपको बात कही,
फिर वही डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ नेसेसिटी पे जाएंगे, फास्ट एंड क्लोज ट्रांजैक्शन पे जाएंगे कि जो हो गया सो हो गया.
फास्ट एंड क्लोज ट्रांजैक्शन सुबह से बल्कि 1 महीने से हम सुन रहे हैं. फास्ट एंड क्लोज ट्रांजैक्शन
या डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ नेसेसिटी पे जाएंगे,
ये फास्ट एंड क्लोज ट्रांजैक्शन पे जाएंगे. When there is fast and close transaction, उनको
या डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ डिफेक्टो पे जाएंगे.
अच्छा मलिक साहब देन हाउ
Why can't we tread the constitutional path?
मलिक साहब सुनिए ना, फिर हाउ देन द चीफ जस्टिस कैन हेड द बेंच.
My
the
lord,
question, yes, this is a very
once your lordship says full court, then it is for each individual judge to look into his own conscience
who will be the chief
and to recuse or not to recuse.
who will be the chief justice? Who will be the chief justice?
उनको ना
It will be for the learned chief justice to recuse or not to recuse.
Which chief justice nominated by the 26th Constitution Amendment? Well, will that chief justice will head the bench? क्या वो चीफ जस्टिस जिसको
It is an order being passed by the constitutional bench.
नहीं सुनने जरा.
So to that extent, it would be the incumbent chief justice.
इसका मतलब है लिटरली हम उसको खत्म कर रहे हैं.
बिठा दें, बाकी जजेस को एक्सक्लूड कर दें जो 26 अमेंडमेंट के बाद आए.
सर देखिए ना,
को भी बेनिफिशियरी के
सारा वो जजमेंट कैसे आउटस्टैंडिंग जजमेंट होगी जिसमें किसी का कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं. Will this judgment really in the public eye acquire any legitimacy?
मनीष साहब, मैं बार बार इस बात की वो कर रहा हूँ, आप बता दें कि किसका क्या इंटरेस्ट है.
इंटरेस्ट तो ये है कि सपोजिंग द चैलेंज टू द 26th अमेंडमेंट सक्सीड्स.
नहीं, मैं जजेस की बात कर रहा हूँ. जजेस का इंटरेस्ट बता दें.
अगर चैलेंज सक्सीड हो गया तो उनकी दे विल रिवर्ट टू देयर हाई कोर्ट्स.
किस कानून के तहत? कभी ऐसा हुआ है कि जज एक दफा और वापस चला गया? जज, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल जज, नॉट मैं पीसीओ की बात
सिंध हाई कोर्ट बार एसोसिएशन के केस के अंदर
पीसीओ की बात पीसीओ की बात नहीं करूँ, पीसीओ की बात नहीं।
पीसीओ नहीं, वो तो अलग मसला था ना,
और चीज़।
ठीक है ना, वो तो अब वायलेशन ऑफ ऑर्डर हो गया था।
ये भूल जाए कि ये 26 अमेंडमेंट किसी पीसीओ
जाहिर है
के
उन्होंने वो
मुख्तलिफ है।
they
This is in the
violated the
nature of a
instructions
PCO.
of the Supreme Court
दूसरा
and took the oath.
what will be the effect upon these judges sitting in this court now? क्या बेनिफिट, हमने गालियां भी बहुत खाई हैं, खैर दैट इज इररिलेवेंट,
तनख्वाह मनात हम सब की एक है,
क्योंकि फियर और फेवर दोनों चीजें हमारी ओथ का
I'm
हिस्सा है।
sure I'm
जो
sure
मर्जी होता रहे,
that the honorable judges who were appointed post the 26th Amendment, they also care about the supremacy of this institution, about the public image that it has, about the signals that it sends, and they will understand. I would, if I had been appointed, I would understand my exclusion.
it means you have no trust in this bench.
No, it's not a question of trust.
This is what
It's
you
a
are saying.
question that this judgment should acquire greater legitimacy, more widespread expect. हम ऐसे दोराहे पे खड़े हैं इस मुल्क में,
देखिए हमारे
ऐसे दोराहे पे खड़े हैं।
आपकी बात सर आंखों पे बहुत अच्छी बात आप कर रहे हैं, लेकिन इस वक्त हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट में 24 जजेस ने 24 की 24 ने 26 कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट तस्लीम कर लिया है, ना चाहते हुए या चाहते हुए तस्लीम कर लिया। अब आप क्या
bound by that, our
क्या मैं कह रहा हूँ कि हम कह भी रहे हैं कि जी फुल कोर्ट में सबको मिला दो, ये भी हम कह रहे हैं, ये जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बेंच है हमने बार बार कहा है, तमाम जजेस जो सीनियर जजेस सब ने कहा है इंक्लूडिंग चीफ जस्टिस की जनाब इन सबको
अभी तो वही कह रहे हैं कि आप
वो मान रहे हैं, क्या करें?
आप इस पिटीशन के लिए ये हुक्म दें
आप कहेंगे-
कि all judges are constitutional judges and members of the constitutional bench.
Will you accept that?
If you decide that by a judgment, that no judge can be excluded, I will take it today.
No, if all judges are included in the constitutional bench, will be acceptable to all petitioners. Then the issue will not come whether the Judicial Commission is appointing authority, is rightly doing so or wrongly doing so.
I am saying the pre-26th Amendment judges, if they are all brought in, I am fine. Thank you.
thank you. Next. आपकी सीएम में है?
CP 45.
सीएम आपकी
CMA have not been numbered.
शीम रखिए, सीएम में फाइल कर दीजिए, सुबह लग जाएगी या जो भी नेक्स्ट डेट ऑफ फेयर होगी, जिनके सीएम में ऑलरेडी है उनको
Sir, ठीक है, सुबह अगर फिर पहुंचे।
हाँ, ठीक है।
फाइल कर दीजिएगा।
आप साहब तो आप करेंगे तो मुनीर साहब कर चुके हैं ना?
नहीं, मेरी अलग भी है केस सर।
लगती है।
जी, आप तो सीएम में कौन सी है?
जी CMA 39 सर।
सीएम में 39
मेरे साहब एक बात आपसे करूं,
जी सर।
जजेस पे एतराज किए बगैर रास्ता बताएं।
सर मैंने इतराज नहीं कर रहा सर।
सिंपल सी बात है।
मैं तो दो जजमेंट्स आपकी साइड करूंगा, उनको डिस्टिंग्विश करने की कोशिश करूंगा, क्योंकि आप लोगों ने कुछ फैसले किए हैं अभी रिसेंटली। जी
किताबें
सर, आपने
एक मिनट, आप एक ही सीएम में है?
मैं उसमें भी था, उन 2 CMA मुनीर साहब के साथ सर।
वो तो वो किचन
जी हाँ, मैं उनके साथ अपेयर हो रहा हूँ उन केस में।
ठीक
जी। और ये मेरी CP है नंबर 49 सर, उससे अराइज करती है सर।
ये आपकी पर्सनल है?
जी हाँ, नहीं हम लोग 5 मेंबरान 6 मेंबरान है तो अक्सान बार काउंसिल के, उनकी है सर। आई एम नॉट द ओनली वन सर।
फर्स्ट नेम इज योर?
जी हाँ। नजर अब्बास है।
आप भी फुल कोर्ट चाह रहे हैं?
जी मेरे एप्लीकेशन में
कौन सा फुल कोर्ट?
जी वो मैं आ रहा हूँ उस पे सर। आपने पहली बात की कि फुल कोर्ट क्या होता है, अगर मैं उससे अगर आप इजाजत दें शुरू करें तो एक जजमेंट मैं आपके सामने पेश करूं। 98 सुप्रीम कोर्ट पेज 161 सर। असद अली का
1998
161
DMSCMR,
सुप्रीम कोर्ट सर।
SCMR है या PLD?
PLD सर, सॉरी PLD सर। पेज क्या मेरा नाम जिसमें
मलिक असद के
यार दोनों मुझे यार पेज
मलिक असद में मलिक असद।
ये गलत है।
जी सर, इसमें मैं अगर रेलेवेंट पोर्शन में आपको दिखा दूं, Am I with your sir?
बताएं पेज।
Yeah, it starts at page 161. The relevant portion I want to show your lordship is पे जो application आई थी, I'm not just mentioning the paragraphs where the application was made for the constitution of a full court. और क्योंकि आप my lord will kindly recall कि दो orders pass हुए थे in Peshawar and Quetta, petitions आई थी against the then incumbent chief justice. उसके खिलाफ उन्होंने entertain की और ऑर्डर्स दिए थे।
देखिए मौजूदा हालात
जी मैं उसमें आ रहा हूँ सर।
सारे
नहीं आपने जो मुझसे सवाल किया फुल कोर्ट कैसे बन सकता है, मैं उसमें आ रहा हूँ।
रेलेवेंट पेज बताइए।
जी पैरा सर, इसमें पैरा 30 से शुरू होती है एट पेज 220।
220
वो एप्लीकेशन प्रोड्यूस्ड है।
अगर आप उससे पहले 191 पढ़ लें,
मैं आ रहा हूँ उसमें, आपकी
पैराग्राफ 5,
जी मैं आ रहा हूँ उसमें।
यहाँ से सिलसिला शुरू हुआ कि उन्होंने रिक्वेस्ट की कि फुल कोर्ट होना चाहिए।
जी हाँ सर।
पढ़े
जी
191
191 जी।
पैराग्राफ 5।
जी सर। After pre-objection, by para 5 at the bottom of the page, sir.
another preliminary objection.
Another preliminary objection. Another pre-objection raised on behalf of respondent number 2 as to the competency of this bench to hear the petition. It is asserted that under the orders of Quetta and Peshawar benches of this court and the dissenting opinion of Mr. Justice Mamoon Qazi, the above cases should have been heard by the full court consisting of all judges of this court minus Mr. Justice Shahjad Ali Shah. The present bench, which consists of only 10 out of 17 judges of this court, therefore cannot hear these cases. An application in this behalf was also moved by the counsel for respondent before Honorable Acting Chief Justice, which was forwarded to this bench for disposal. Out of the 17 judges of this court, which constituted full court, Mr. Justice Shahjad did not sit on the bench as he is one of the respondents in the case. The next senior judge, Mr. Justice Ajmal Mia, declined to sit on the bench as he was of the view that his present interest involved in the case, therefore while constituting
यहाँ पे एक मिनट क्लियर हो
जी सर।
उस केस में भी ये हुआ था कि सज्जाद अली शाह साहब को चीफ जस्टिस बना, उनके चीफ जस्टिस के अपॉइंटमेंट पे एतराज था तो उन्होंने कहा वो नहीं बैठेंगे, क्योंकि नेक्स्ट इन लाइन थे
जस्टिस
अजमल मियां साहब, तो उन्होंने खुद रिक्वेस्ट किया क्योंकि मेरा इंटरेस्ट है तो वो नहीं बैठे। आगे चले
जी। Therefore, while constituting the full court under direction of division bench of this court, under the direction, kindly see, अब वो मैं पेज 224 पे दिखाऊंगा आपको सर। By the division bench of this court, it passed order of this effect, Constitutional Petition 1P of 90, the full court comprising remaining 15 judges was constituted. However, one of the judges, Mr. Justice Mukhtar Ahmed Janojo, not only declined to participate in the full court proceedings, but he proceeded on leave on 23rd of December 97. The remaining 4 honorable judges were requested on 1st and 2nd December to attend the full court proceedings, but declined to sit on the full court. Sitting constituted under the orders division bench in Constitution Petition number 1P of 97. In these circulars, the remaining 10 judges of this court constituted the full court in law, as no judge could be compelled against his wish to participate in the full court proceeding. The full court proceeding went on for day to day from 2nd December 97. It was जी।
इसमें ये बात तय होगी कि जजेस जितने भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट के हैं वो
जी
फुल कोर्ट होगा।
जी हाँ सर।
और उसमें से कोई ना बैठना चाहे
वो उनकी मर्जी। और सर ये 224 पेज भी अगर आप मुलाहिजा फरमा लीजिए।
अरे अभी आपने 220 पेज
224
बता रहे हैं।
जी पैराग्राफ आ रहा हूँ सर। So 32 सर, माय लॉर्ड 32
222
जी। पैराग्राफ 32 सर, 224 पेज 224 224
वही है वही चीज।
क्या सर ये है सर, पैरा 31 शुरू हो रहा है लेकिन 32 पे जाता है। द ऑर्डर्स पास बाय द बेंच ऑफ दिस कोर्ट Peshawar and constitutional pressure required the above case to be heard by the full court except honorable chief justice who was cited as respondent in these cases. In pursuance of the order of Peshawar bench, a request was made to the then senior puisne judge Mr. Jazamir to constitute the full court for hearing of these cases. The honorable senior puisne judge however declined to hearing of these cases. The honorable senior puisne judge however declined to constitute full court or to sit as a member of the full court on the ground that he had personal interest in these cases. In these circumstances, bench at Peshawar directed the matter be placed before the next senior judge for constitution of the full court for hearing of these cases. It was in pursuance of this direction of the bench at Peshawar that a full court consisting of 15 judges was constituted to hear the above cases at principal seat of this court on 1st of December 97. When the full court assembled at Islamabad on 1st of December 97, Mr. Justice Mukhtar Ahmed Junejo, who had earlier declined to sit on the bench which heard and admitted the constitution petition 1P of 97 at Peshawar, not only declined to be member of the court but proceeded on leave up to 23rd December. The remaining four honorable judges, namely Mr. Justice Muhammad Bashir Jahangiri, Mr. Justice Mamun Qazi, Mr. Justice Chaudhry Muhammad Arif, and Mr. Justice Munir A. Sheikh, to decline to sit as members of the full court. In these subs, full courts consisting of only 10 judges of this court started hearing the above case. We may mention here that a full court hearing does not necessarily require presence of all judges of the court on the bench. If some of the judges of the court are not available or decline to sit for some reason, the remaining judges of the court would constitute the quorum of the full court, sir.
इसमें क्लियर नहीं है, देखिए उन्होंने
जी।
कहा ना कि सेकंड सीनियर मोस्ट जज के
जी।
प्लेस बिफोर द मैटर,
जी।
उसके आगे नहीं है कि उन्होंने कंस्टिट्यूट किया।
उन्होंने किया second senior most judge was Justice Saeed Uzzama Siddiqui. He headed the bench. He constituted the full court. लेकिन but it was pursuant to an order issued by a two division benches of this honorable court.
To place a matter before the
जी नहीं उन्होंने उनको डायरेक्ट किया. No sir, it was not matter of placing. It was a direction.
लिखा हुआ है।
नहीं सर, इसमें डायरेक्शन दी थी to constitute the full bench. Judicial order पास किया था उन्होंने.
Directed that matter be placed before the next senior judge.
जी नहीं वो बाद में किया जब उन्होंने सीनियर जज ने रिफ्यूज किया सर. But the direction was issued to the senior acting chief justice to issue. उस वक्त चीफ जस्टिस भी अपॉइंट नहीं हुए थे सर, ये जब इशू आया फिर बाद में नोटिफिकेशन आया जस्टिस अजमल मियां एज एक्टिंग चीफ जस्टिस का. तो इसलिए जब उन्होंने डिक्लाइन किया फिर बेंच ने डायरेक्ट किया कि चीफ सीनियर सेकंड सीनियर जज वो जस्टिस सईद उज़्ज़मा सिद्दीकी, तो उनके सामने मैटर रखा गया. उन्होंने कहा कि फुल कोर्ट इज ऑलवेज द जजेस हु सिट ऑन द बेंच सर. 17 की स्ट्रेंथ थी, कुछ नहीं हो सकते थे, कुछ रिफ्यूज कर लिया, 10 रह गए. दैट कॉन्स्टिट्यूटेड द फुल कोर्ट.
वो तो एक ही नहीं हो सकते थे ना जिनके अगेंस्ट पिटीशन थी.
नहीं सर, बाकी उन्होंने मना कर दिया.
वो तो उन्होंने
जी हाँ.
refuse किया।
रिक्यूजल हो सकता है या उनको क्योंकि he was the honorable chief justice was the respondent number 2 in that case. तो ये मैं आपसे जो आप बात कर रहे थे कि आपने कल आपने बात की थी सर, पूछा था कि हम कैसे कर सकते हैं, कि हम कैसे डायरेक्ट करें. माय लॉर्ड कैन पास अ जुडिशियल ऑर्डर डायरेक्शन किसको देनी है अगर फुल कोर्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूट करना है. देखिए फुल कोर्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूट तो करने की कमेटी है सर. अब 2 कमेटीज हैं, एक आपकी कमेटी है, दूसरी कमेटी भी माय लॉर्ड इज आल्सो अ मेंबर ऑफ दैट कमेटी. दोनों कमेटीज में माय लॉर्ड इज अ मेंबर. तो आप
एक और बुलगंज जेसीपी भी है जिसने नॉमिनेट करना.
वो नॉमिनेशन के लिए जो ऑर्डर पास करना है जुडिशियल ऑर्डर सिर्फ आप कर सकते हैं और कोई नहीं कर सकता.
अगर आप 191
नेक्स्ट किसको कहना, ये जरा क्लियर कर दे, किसको कहना है कि ये जो अब
humble submission will be before this honorable court. My lords will issue, if my lords comes to the conclusion that full court should hear this matter, then the direction shall be issued to the committee under the practice and procedure.
Now define a full court here.
Yes, sir.
The full court prior to the amendment and the full court after the amendment. Which are you talking about?
Yeah, my lord. My humble submission is, मैं कह रहा हूँ full court which existed on the date when these amendments were passed. क्योंकि amendments are in the
That is the one prior to the
that, sir. क्योंकि अब देखिए, क्योंकि आपकी अपनी एक जजमेंट आएगी, मैं साइड पे हूँ. My lord is the Mr. Justice Mandukh is the author.
भाई साहब कितना टाइम
सर मैं थोड़ा मतलब
मंडे के लिए कुछ
मंडे के
आइए.
थैंक यू माय लॉर्ड.
मिस्टर
or no.
Ignore in the sense that it was the submission made in the context of why a full court should be constituted. That we will submit on the merits.
नहीं, उन्होंने तो फुल कोर्ट की बात नहीं की.
No, I heard him yesterday.
उन्होंने कहा कि the 16 judges, whereas today full court अगर आपको concept देंगे,
No.
तो we are 24.
That is my position also. Full court as it existed prior to the 26th amendment.
और थोड़ा सा ये वाज़ेह हो जाए ना कि क्या आप चाहते हैं.
Full court as it existed. I will submit why.
Then it will be larger than not full
I
court.
will submit why. For the time being, I will
तो
start.
उससे पहले एक सवाल, मजीद एक सवाल कि आप हमें ये भी बताएं कि क्या फुल कोर्ट या इससे ज्यादा लार्जर बेंच बनाना कानूनी और आईनी तौर पर हम पाबंद हैं, या ये एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि प्रोप्राइटी डिमांड दैट इट शुड बी.
Propriety.
It is not a legal.
Right.
Binding, legally it is not binding.
Rightly, so that your judgment has legitimacy of the Supreme Court in the eyes of the public. In the final analysis, it is the court of public opinion that matters.
But there is a difference between the prayers made by Mr. Hamid Khan in his application that was confined to the reference. The matter may be referred for the full court. But in your prayer, you have sought the directions of this bench
Yes.
to constitute the full court.
I am seeking a judicial order. I will make my submission. Kindly allow me.
हम सिर्फ ये कहते हैं कि पता चल जाए कि what is your line of action ताकि उसके मुताबिक हम चल सके.
सर, अगर आप मुझे 191A से शुरू करने दें, तो ये my argument will be clear. Kindly read Article 191A with me. There shall be constitutional benches of the Supreme Court comprising such judges of the Supreme Court, and for such term as may be nominated and determined by the Judicial Commission of Pakistan from time to time, provided that the constitutional benches may comprise equal number of judges from each province. 2.
अगर आप माइक के करीब हो जाए, माइक के तरफ,
माइक ओपन है, देखिए.
करीब माइक के करीब हो जाए.
ये ठीक है. I hope that's better.
स्विच ऑन कर दीजिए ना, माइक है, स्विच ऑन है.
No, no.
2. The senior most judge amongst judges nominated under clause 1 shall be the senior most judge of the constitutional benches. Now 3. Before I read it, kindly note that it does not start with a non-obstante, notwithstanding anything contained in the Constitution. It will be important to my submissions. 3. No bench of the Supreme Court other than a constitutional bench shall exercise following jurisdictions vested in the Supreme Court, namely under Article 184, 185(3), where the question of the interpretation of the Constitution is involved, advisory jurisdiction, 4, 5-member bench, 5 shall stand transferred. 6, here is where the word notwithstanding appears. Notwithstanding anything contained in the Constitution but subject to law, the judges nominated under clause 1 may make rules regulating the practice and procedure of constitutional benches. Limited mandate. My submission will be that the Supreme Court en banc is to be distinguished from a bench of the Supreme Court. Kindly see Article 203F. May I read? 203?
203F.
F. Read to Supreme. 203F. Any party aggrieved to any proceedings before the court under Article 203D, which is the Federal Sharia Court, aggrieved by the final decision of the court in such proceedings may within 60 days of such decision prefer an appeal to the Supreme Court. Now kindly read 2B. Kindly read 3. 203F, sub-article 3. For the purpose of exercise of jurisdiction conferred by this article. For the purpose of exercise of jurisdiction conferred by this article, there shall be constituted in the Supreme Court a bench to be called the Shariat Appellate Bench consisting of so and so. Now kindly note, the language of 191A, the framers of the 26th Amendment had before them the language of 203F as well. Kindly see, 191A does not read the jurisdiction exercisable by the Supreme Court under Articles 184, 185, 183, 186 shall be exercisable by the Supreme Court only through a constitutional bench. There is a marked difference between 203F sub-article 3 and 191A sub-article 3.
Kindly see Article 191A,
Yes.
sub-article 3,
Yes.
paragraph B. It relates only to the judgment of the High Court, whereas 203F relates to judgment of the Shariat Court. So it has been limited only to the extent of High Court's judgment, not the Shariat Court.
Your Lordship has perhaps I've not been able to explain. What I'm trying to say is this, that while conferring jurisdiction on the constitutional benches under Article 191A, the Constitution does not say that this is exclusive jurisdiction. It sets up a bench within the Supreme Court.
Yes, but exclusive jurisdiction.
Oh,
has
so
been
the question
under
would be,
Article sub-article 3.
so the question would be, does this provision denude the full court, the Supreme Court?
That matter, we have, first of all, we have to go to through the definition of full court, where it is defined, either in the Constitution or in any.
It says the Supreme Court. The
No,
Supreme Court is defined in Article 176.
If you are asking for full court, then we have to go through the definition of what full court is, whether it is defined in the Constitution,
My lord,
in the rules, or in any act.
Started by saying that it is not a constitutional right to demand
No, I'm talking about full court, where it is
in
defined.
bank hearing. Okay? The 191A does not say full court. The Supreme Court is defined in 176. It says the Supreme Court shall consist of a Chief Justice and so many other judges as may be determined by Act of Parliament. Okay? What I'm saying at this moment in time is that this petition should be heard by the Supreme Court comprising of all the judges as were in place prior to the enactment of the 26th
So
Amendment.
suppose if all the judges, मैं full court की बात नहीं कर रहा, suppose all the judges, या जो judges आप कह रहे हैं कि ये 16 होने चाहिए, अगर वो judges एक साथ बैठ जाते, would it be called bench of the Supreme Court or not?
No. It would be the Supreme Court sitting in bank.
Whether this is not a Supreme Court?
It is the bench of the Supreme Court.
If all the judges sit together, it's not a bench.
Then it is en banc. The Supreme Court sitting en banc.
Where it is,
This is a recognized concept the world over in jurisprudence.
It's a convention which we
It
have
is a
followed
convention in all
and repeatedly
jurisdictions.
followed and
In all
it's recognized.
jurisdictions.
And it's an inherent
You will
power
see
of,
the judgment saying en banc or benches.
again, I'll ask, is there a bar on forming a full court? Is there any bar?
No,
There
but
is
I
no-
will say that larger benches of the Supreme Court have formed full benches. This is a bench of 8 learned members. I will come to those submissions when I will address the question on why a full court. For the time being, my submission is this.
No,
My submission is,
ये एक चीज देख लीजिएगा because we have been constituted as a constitution bench under the provision of Article 191A. Whether this court, this bench can constitute the full court and what jurisdiction we have under Article 191A to direct any person or the Chief Justice or the other judges of this court. You should sit with us and we are going to constitute the full court.
when I make my
Whether we have the jurisdiction,
When
if
I
we
make
don't
my-
have jurisdiction, obviously, we have to swim within the provisions of Article 191A.
When I make my submissions in respect of the distinction between judicial power
Yes.
and jurisdiction, it really doesn't matter if your 8 lordships are today sitting as a regular bench or as a constitutional bench. Your lordships would have the jurisdiction to decide who will hear this case, because that is the essence of judicial power.
और ये पावर सपोज हम ये ऑर्डर करते हैं, हम किसको डायरेक्शन देंगे टू कॉन्स्टिट्यूट अ बेंच?
Well, Lord, I will come to it. My submission, since your lordship has asked this question at the outset. Once this bench passes a judicial order, it is binding on all authorities under Article 189. What follows after your lordship passes an order is merely an administrative function. It is the obedience of the order passed by this bench. It doesn't matter to whom it is directed. There will be cases in which this direction is to nobody.
No, when you
I
say
will fight
that
those cases.
we can pass a judicial order, then you say that it is an administrative order.
No,
then
no, no.
what-
Once you pass a judicial order, let a full bench be constituted. Then your lordship does not necessarily have to direct committee 1 or committee 2 or the learned chief justice or the registrar of the high court. I will make that submission when I come
That is
to it.
why I am asking to you, okay, will it not, the transgression of our jurisdiction, if we do, will it not violate Article
No, it will be
191A?
of the Constitution.
So that is why these are the questions
Your
which
lordship
you
has
need to
the
address.
judicial power.
Yes.
Your lordship as a court of law has the inherent judicial power.
I think one of the issues that keeps coming in the way is that the justification for not forming a full court emanates out of the amendment itself, reliance on the amendment. So is that not a circular argument where you rely on the amendment to justify the amendment? In this case, you want a full court to be made based on exercise of judicial power on the basis of the jurisdiction that is vested inherently with the court.
Yes.
And you're not, and to rely specifically on the amendment to say that I've been divested of that jurisdiction. One, is it not a circular argument
you
which
may
was
be-
attended to, which has been attended to, this circular argument in the district bar court case where amendments are made? I think this court has said on several occasions that you can't rely on the amendment itself, which is under challenge, but rely on the original constitution and not the amendment to validate the amendment or to justify it.
Yes.
So here we're simply looking at a power inherent in the court, whether or not that can be exercised. Is that the correct understanding of law?
That is the correct understanding. That is my submission, except with a slight caveat that when your lordship say that there is no jurisdiction, a regular bench might, in the exercise of judicial power, come to the same conclusion that it cannot hear the case because 191A has been validly enacted and it divests me of jurisdiction, but not judicial power. That is inherent in a court. Let me read a passage from Ziaur
It
Rahman.
is और भी add कर लीजिए इसमें, because you are going to argue on that point. In the District Bar Association case, there was simple amendment in the constitution where the military courts were given jurisdiction for 2 years, then it was extended for further years. And the constitution amendment was protected just because of there is a sunset clause. But in that District Bar Association case, the Supreme Court was the only Supreme Court, there was no constitutional bench. Okay, so if had there any 191A at that time, then obviously the Supreme Court had to do something and how to wriggle out from that provision. That was not available at that time, but here there is 191A, there is totally different case of District Bar Association before us, because you have to pave the way for us to make the full court and you have to prove the solution, how we can move forward. Just because of District Bar Association, in my own view, that was not the situation which we are facing now.
kindly
Adding
let me read.
adding to that question, suppose if we pass order of full court, whether that would be called constitutional bench or it would be simple.
Because my submission is that Article 191A does not denote the Supreme Court of jurisdiction. All it says is if you form benches, then bench A cannot hear a constitutional case, bench B can hear a constitutional case. It does not say that the Supreme Court cannot hear that case. That is my submission. Now kindly read with me a passage from Ziaur Rahman's case. It will bring my submission into greater focus.
What is this
This is
citation?
TLD 1973 Supreme Court, page 49. State versus Ziaur Rahman.
किताब किधर है वो?
लिस्ट दिया आपने?
जी जी
पहले से रखनी चाहिए थी ना। तो अभी आप सबको देंगे, टाइम लगेगा।
stand here. पानी देना है।
कौन सा पेज पढ़ना है?
Page 69. May I read? It's the middle of the page. This is a right which it acquires not yours, the Constitution, but by virtue of the fact that it is a superior court set up by the Constitution itself. It is not necessary for this purpose to invoke any divine or supernatural right. But this judicial power is inherent in the court itself. It flows from the fact that it is a constitutional court, and it can only be taken away by abolishing the court itself. In saying this, however, I should make it
Sorry, this is a right, what is the right is the previous paragraph. अगर आप वहां से पढ़ लेते ना तो it
जी जी वो
more
उसमें
easy for us
उसमें ये
to
है
understand the dictum laid down by this court.
जी जी जी
यहाँ से पढ़ी ना so far therefore.
So far, therefore, as this court is concerned, it has never claimed to be above the Constitution, nor to have the right to strike down any provision of the Constitution. It has accepted the position that it is a creature of the Constitution, that it derives its powers and jurisdictions from the Constitution, and that it will confine itself within the limits set by the Constitution, which it has taken oath to protect and preserve. But it does claim, and has always claimed, that it has the right to interpret the Constitution and to say as to what a particular provision of the Constitution means or does not mean, even if that particular provision is a provision seeking to oust the jurisdiction of this court.
ठीक है, अब पढ़िए, this is the right.
G. This is the right which it acquires not yours, the Constitution, but by virtue of the fact that it is a superior court set up by the Constitution itself. It is not necessary for this purpose to invoke any divine or supernatural right, but this judicial power is inherent in the court itself. It flows from the fact that it is a constitutional court, and it can only be taken away by abolishing the court itself. Now, Article 176 is still there.
No, don't you think that Article 191A has taken away jurisdiction of rest of
It may have taken away jurisdiction, but what I am saying is that the judicial power to decide whether that jurisdiction has been taken away or not It still remains with even the regular benches and the full Supreme Court because
No, it has only demarcated the jurisdiction of regular bench and the constitutional bench.
Yes.
It does not mean abolishing the Supreme Court itself.
it does not. Once there is a Supreme Court, then it has the inherent right to exercise judicial power in the trichotomy of powers. That is the system that we have. And once the only repository of judicial power is the Supreme Court or is the Constitutional Court, then it has the right to decide whether it has the jurisdiction or it doesn't have the jurisdiction. Supposing the full court comes to the conclusion, the Supreme Court comes to the conclusion that, oh, we can't hear it as a full court, it has to go to the constitutional bench. The power to decide still remains with the Supreme Court, the full court. I shouldn't be using the term full court. It is the Supreme Court. This is just a carving out of a division or a jurisdiction in all the constitutional documents, starting from 1935 till 1973, prior to the chapter on the Federal Shariat Court that was brought into the 1973 Constitution. The word bench is alien to the Constitution except one place. That one place is the interim Constitution of 1972, in which it was pursuant to the dissolution of the West Pakistan High Court that there were permanent seats. There was a principal seat at Lahore and permanent seats at Karachi and Peshawar. So when the 73 Constitution came in and there were these 4 provinces, there was no longer, pursuant to the dissolution of West Pakistan order, there was no longer the West Pakistan High Court. Those judges that were at the permanent seat at Lahore became judges of the Lahore High Court. Those who were at the permanent seat at Peshawar became judges of the Peshawar High Court. And similarly, the Sindh High Court from Karachi. In one article, the word permanent bench was used. But those were benches on those seats which could not be disturbed without consent. Your Lordship knows when we were arguing the Rajpur case. So, this concept of a bench was for the first time introduced when the Federal Shariat Court was created. That is when the Shariat Appellate Bench of this court was constituted. And the Constitution, Article 203, is very explicit that this jurisdiction shall only be exercised by the Shariat Appellate Bench. There is no such exclusion in Article 191A. Now, my lords, your lordships are the Supreme Court.
एक बात इसमें और कर लें. देखिए, jurisdiction Supreme Court की तो as such नहीं ली गई, no doubt इसमें. लेकिन जो 191A1 में बताया गया कि Judicial Commission can nominate. The Judicial Commission can nominate every judge of the Supreme Court. There is no bar. तो अब ये तो हम नहीं कह सकते कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट की jurisdiction ले ली गई है. सुप्रीम कोर्ट की jurisdiction है provided that every judge has to be nominated by the Judicial Commission and sub article 4 of 191 says फिर वो जो कमेटी होगी 3 सीनियर्स की, whosoever, लेकिन ये फिक्स नहीं है कि कौन आज हम हैं कल नहीं होंगे. फिक्स नहीं है, जो भी उसमें से 3 सीनियर होंगे वो कमेटी होगी amongst those judges, उस पैनल में से फिर वो बनाएंगे या सबका बेंच बना दें,
Your lordships
लार्जर बेंच बना दें, 2 का बना दें, 5 का.
hearing a case that involves the interpretation of the Constitution and will have far-reaching effects on the very institution of the Supreme Court. Each one of you is committed to this institution, I should think. If that is the case,
Rightly so.
sir,
Rightly so.
yes. So if that is the case, our endeavor is to read Article 191A in the manner which consistent judgments of the Supreme Court have laid down, that any provision seeking an ouster of jurisdiction is to be very narrowly construed, particularly when it relates to the independence of the judiciary.
This is the question.
In Ziaur Rahman's case,
When we will decide this, that ouster of jurisdiction, that are the merits of the case. Now the question before is for constitution
No,
of a bench.
no, I'm answering your lordship's question, that sitting as a constitutional bench, can you send it to the Supreme Court sitting in bank? I am saying yes, the judicial power is there to have this issue of whether that Supreme Court has jurisdiction or not.
And we have to ignore 191(3)(a)(3), sir, 191(a)(3).
No, it is only an additional. It says that, okay, when you form benches, then constitutional cases will only be heard by the constitutional bench.
Yes.
It is, Parliament could never have intended that all the judges of the Supreme Court are not competent to adjudicate matters involving constitutional law.
एक सिनेरियो लेते हैं, एक सिनेरियो इस तरह लेते हैं कि एक केस आता है इससे हटकर, जिसमें कमेटी, जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कमेटी है, वो डिसाइड करती है कि दिस केस विल बी हर्ड बाय 5 मेंबर बेंच, एटलीस्ट 5 मेंबर होने चाहिए ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल जजेस ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बेंचेस। साथ ही साथ क्या चीफ जस्टिस ये ऑर्डर कर सकते हैं कि नो, full court will hear these cases? Can the Chief Justice or the committee under the Practice and Procedure Act do so?
At that stage, both are administrative acts.
Which one will prevail?
No, at that stage, both are administrative acts. That has to be resolved on the basis of your internal committee. So far as once a judicial order is passed by this court or any bench of this court, then that judicial order has to be complied with under Article 189. It is
Is
binding
there
on
any
every-
bar on passing such a judicial order?
Not at all.
There is no bar.
No, that is my submission.
And for the purposes of clarity, just so that we're clear, when the question of the full court is before the court, in a case which has challenged the amendment to the Constitution, can the amendment be relied upon for the purposes of determining whether the amendment is a valid amendment or whether a full court can be formed under the amendment? Like I said before, isn't that circular?
That means-
When you are challenging the amendment, and that's been said by this court repeatedly, that you don't validate the amendment by relying on the amendment. So I don't understand, when we're looking at the judicial power, we don't have to look at 191A, one. And secondly, even if we are going to look at 191A, there is no bar. And third, if we want to say that this is given, the power has been given to somebody, all that is required is a judicial order to form a full court. So by relying on 191A to say that the judicial power has been curbed, can that be possible?
No?
I think relevant provision is the 268 of the Constitution.
Answer-
Yes, in this context, this is the relevant.
This would be really an ex parte judgment
आप
to say that it
इसी-
cannot be heard by the full court.
इसी इशू पे आर्टिकल 268 अगर आप पढ़ ले जरा क्लियर हो जाएगा। हम क्लियर होना चाहते हैं, हम समझना चाहते हैं कि होना क्या चाहिए, ऐसा काम ना हो
ये वो
कि-
कल भी जो है हामिद साहब ये बात कर रहे थे कि इसको इग्नोर कर दें आप 191A को। चलो अगर इग्नोर कर दें, अगर हम इसको समझते ही तो वाई वी आर सिटिंग हियर, तो हमें बैठना ही नहीं चाहिए बेंच
It
में।
doesn't matter if you ignore it or don't ignore it.
नहीं
As a bench of the Supreme Court.
Once 191A is not approved by you and Mr. Hamid said that let it be ignored, don't see this, और आप
My lord,
full court
it is-
बना दें।
it is irrelevant.
अगर हम 191A को छोड़ देते हैं तो then why we are sitting here? We
It
should
is-
recuse and we should
I
resign, we
consider
should
you a bench of,
rise.
I consider you as a bench of the Supreme Court sitting here.
But you are considering
You
us,
see-
but
you see-
we have
see-
got the jurisdiction under Article 191A, otherwise there is no occasion to sit in the court.
My lord,
if this is a bench of the Supreme Court as per you, Then let this bench to decide the
My
matter.
lord, yes, I'm saying.
What is the harm?
I'm saying it makes no difference.
No.
If
No, but
one-
the formation of this
It makes
bench,
no difference if Article
the
191.
formation of this bench has also been questioned in these petitions. This constitutional bench has also been questioned because this is the outcome of the 26th Amendment.
The constitutional bench, is the challenge to the constitutional bench in the majority of the petitions that I have seen is in relation to the appointment process by an executive dominated judicial commission, which can at any time pull the rug. If this case lasts for another 3 months, the judicial commission might, not extend anyone's term. The complete emphasis of the principle of security of tenure.
That is the issue
While
which
hearing
has
a
to be
case.
decided on merits.
Yes,
If
so I'm
you
not-
will argue on merits,
I was
then
only
obviously this
responding,
can be seen.
I was only responding to a question. But coming back to your lordship's
ये
observation,
268 है
my submission is that whether your lordship were sitting as a constitutional bench or as a regular bench, it makes no difference because the inherent judicial power to decide the question of whether who can hear it, that is a concomitant of judicial power. That is my submission.
This case was fixed before this ban by the committee constituted under the constitutional benches. The all available judges at that time were included in this bench. Therefore, we are hearing this matter.
Yes. Suppose by some accident of fate, that committee which was hearing, which was deciding where to fix this case, had said, let this be heard by the full court. Suppose that is an administrative order. The full court would decide whether it has jurisdiction or not to sit as a full court and hear it, or only 15 judges should hear it.
The committee has no jurisdiction to other judges to sit. That is the other committee under the chairmanship of the Honorable Chief Justice.
सब आर्टिकल 4 पढ़ लेना सब आर्टिकल
That would be for that bench to decide whether there was jurisdiction or not.
No, आप सब आर्टिकल 4 पढ़ लें. The committee has no jurisdiction to send matter to any other bench. पढ़ लें आप जरा. So आर्टिकल सब आर्टिकल 4
My
पढ़.
lord, if, again we are being circular, the chicken or the egg, which comes first?
Yes.
आप 191(4) में कहते हैं, मैं इसी को तो चैलेंज कर रहा हूँ.
हाँ, this is under, ये चैलेंज हो चुका है. This was my question. ये चैलेंज हो चुका है तो वो खुद ही कैसे हम डिसाइड करें जब हमारी फॉर्मेशन
इसीलिए मैं कह रहा था, मैं इसीलिए कह रहा हूँ 268 पढ़ लें. आर्टिकल 268 में क्लियर हो जाएगा. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कह रहा है, हम नहीं कह रहे.
हमारा फैसला करो.
Follow jurisdiction.
268
Existing law.
268,
Existing law.
continuance in force. Sir,
268(1).
except as provided by this article, all existing laws shall, subject to the Constitution, continue in force so far as applicable and with necessary adaptations until altered, repealed, or amended by the appropriate legislation.
यहाँ हमारे हाथ पांव बंधे हुए हैं. We have to follow it. It is continued. This is Constitution says. हमारी मजबूरी समझे आप.
But this deals with continuance of laws in force.
It's not continuing. It is in continuation of. We are in continuation.
Kindly read Article 268 again.
पढ़ ले दोबारा.
मलिक साहब जब
existing law.
हमें पॉइंट 0 पे जाना पड़ेगा मलिक साहब.
All existing laws.
कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन
All existing laws subject to the constitution,
Yes.
you're right.
Yes.
कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में अमेंडमेंट से पहले की पोजीशन पे हमें जाना पड़ेगा और हमें वहां से देखना पड़ेगा कि ये 26th अमेंडमेंट जो हुई है फंडामेंटल राइट्स के खिलाफ हुई है, बेसिक प्रिंसिपल जो है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के उसके खिलाफ हुई है. लिहाजा वी हैव टू गो बैक टू पॉइंट 0. सिर्फ वो मेरा ख्याल है उन जजेस को इस बेंच में नहीं बैठना चाहिए जो 26th अमेंडमेंट के बाद उनकी एलिवेशन हुई है.
Now, the submission was
इसमें यहाँ पे बार बार ये बात की जाती है कि जो जजेस 26 कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट के बाद एलिवेट हुए, हम तो चले उससे पहले के हैं, हमारे कुलीग हैं, क्या वो कोई किसी और मुल्क से लाके लगाए गए? यही जजेस थे? अगर 26 कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट ना होती तो नहीं लगते ना,
किसी और मुल्क से नहीं
लगते।
क्वेश्चन हुए
की
हैं
बात नहीं है.
whether right or wrong, लेकिन
In one of
क्वेश्चन हुए
the, in one of the petitions, the increase in the number of judges act is under challenge.
नहीं देखे वो
तो चार चीज
बात,
दे
एक
सकते
थोड़ी सी क्लैरिटी देखें इसमें कि 26 अमेंडमेंट के बाद जो जजेस आए तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट से इंक्रीज नहीं हुई है, दैट इज अ सेपरेट लॉ फॉर इंक्रीजिंग द नंबर ऑफ जजेस।
petitions में challenge
तो
है.
मेरे नजदीक इसका 26 अमेंडमेंट से उन जजेस के आने का या जाने का ताल्लुक नहीं है, वो एक सेपरेट लॉ है। कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट में तो उन्होंने कोई जजेस की स्ट्रेंथ नहीं बढ़ाई है ना, स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द जजेस इज द सेम, वो तो सेपरेट लॉ के तहत हुआ है। एजी साहब सेपरेट लॉ है वो अपना, स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजेस जो आपने इंक्रीज किया, व्हाट इज द लॉ दैट?
In one of the petitions,
But that increased the strength, that didn't appoint people.
Amendment Act
People are, the judges are appointed under the constitution, under this, yes, of course.
in one of the cases before your lordships, I believe it
So
is.
I'm just clarifying that every
Allowed
time
in
it is
MS
said that
petition.
they are the beneficiary,
It is
I am
allowed
saying
in
that,
MS petition. The
please listen, they are not the beneficiary because it has nothing to do, their appointment has
case-
nothing to do with the
the
26
case
amendment.
made out.
Four of them were
Case
four of
made
them were
out
chief
is-
justices of their respective high courts. They were chiefs, they are respectable judges. उन पर ये इल्जाम लगाना
In
कि
one of the
बेनिफिशियरी है,
cases-
आई एम सॉरी टू से, ये नहीं
नहीं नहीं, वो गलत सेंस में
In
हमने
one of the
नहीं कहा।
cases,
talking about-
in
नहीं,
one of the
नहीं, नहीं,
cases, the
ठीक है,
case
ठीक
made
है।
out is
लेकिन वो इम्प्रेशन आप
इसका
ऐसे
तो-
तरीके से
this is-
गलत
उनका तो वेन्यू ऑफ एलिवेशन चीफ
that
जस्टिस
this
का
has
हमेशा
been a
सुप्रीम कोर्ट
concerted scheme to take over the Supreme Court. The constitutional, 26th constitutional amendment is one part. The increase in the number of judges is another part. It is to create the Supreme Court in a new shape and form.
Yes, you may.
That is the case set up in one of the petitions.
This is your valid argument. सिर्फ इतनी सी बात है कि जो ऑनरेबल जजेस हैं उनको बीच में न रगड़ा जाए, सिर्फ इतनी सी बात है। ठीक है, आप
I hate to
this
take
is my point. Increase of judges were-
I have the highest
वो
respect
तो
for each one of you sitting here.
This is
वो इंक्रीज ऑफ जजेस, स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ जजेस, और वो तो नहीं चैलेंज हुआ कहीं।
वो ऐसा
चले वो अलग चैलेंज है ना, बट ये डोंट लेबल देम दैट दे आर द बेनिफिशियरीज। बेनिफिशियरीज वाली बात है ही नहीं ना उसमें, वो
56 में है
26
जब-
अमेंडमेंट से तो कोई ताल्लुक नहीं है बेनिफिशियरी और नॉन
में है जब वो आगे होगी आपके सामने।
दैट्स अ डिफरेंट।
आपका केस तो सिंपल है ना जी, prior to the 26th amendment, so we should just stick to that. And just,
this is the point.
there's no reason to deviate from where your case is.
Now on, I need not read any passages, but I will just give the case law on how clauses purporting to oust jurisdiction are to be construed. एक तो यही है
गलत है।
ज़ियाउर रहमान, फिर पीर साबिर शाह, PLD 95 सुप्रीम कोर्ट 66।
आप पढ़ रहे तो नोट करवा दीजिए या लिस्ट दे दीजिए आपने,
मैं आपको लिखवा देता
तो
हूँ।
लिखवा दीजिए इसके अंदर प्लीज। वी कैन
या आप हमें लिख के दे दें सारा, if you like, with the passages reproduced, is just easier to go through.
I will
That's much easier.
I will
उसका
make my
point sum up कर दें हमारे लिए,
I
उसका
will
point क्या है?
I will make my written
आपके जो citations हैं, उसका basic crux क्या है, point क्या है?
that if the contention is that 191A is an ouster of the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court sitting in bank, it has to be narrowly construed. Every attempt must be made to preserve this jurisdiction of the Supreme Court sitting in bank. That is the point.
ठीक,
लेकिन मैं एक बात मैं अब बता दूं जो कि जुडिशियल कमीशन के हवाले से है।
नहीं,
अटॉर्नी जनरल साहब मौजूद हैं। He is member of JCP. Almost in every meeting of the Judicial Commission, Chief Justice